What up, tube? It's your boy DJ, and I'm back today to talk about the cruise news in which they have finally lifted, well, partially lifted, the part where you have to be vaccinated to cruise. Today I want to talk about Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Lines, and Carnival are the three that I'm going to talk about today. The thing that really bothers me is Royal Caribbean had lifted it. They sent out a tweet. I was excited. I couldn't wait because I've been waiting to cruise for 2 years now. Royal Caribbean is actually not my favorite, but hey, you know, it is what it is. And it's only not my favorite not because of the ships, but it's a $480 a person drink package, which is ridiculous. So I really don't like them that much. My favorite's NCL. So NCL dropped it. I'm sorry, let's go back. Royal Caribbean dropped it and then changed it and then modified it again to where you can't sell out of any of the 5 Florida ports, and including Miami, which is the largest port in the world. You can go out of Galveston, New Orleans, and Los Angeles, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life. I can fly to Galveston or fly to New Orleans if I want to, but I'm not going to do that. But it makes no sense. So Royal Caribbean has lost my business forever, which I know they probably don't care because they got enough people, but just wasn't my favorite anyway, and now I'm definitely not ever going again. Norwegian Cruise Lines, great, love them. They're my favorite. They're a balance of everything. I love getting the drink package added into your service whenever you book. You can automatically pick anywhere from 1 to 4 depending upon what your stateroom is. I always get the drink package. It's just always, normally you get 1. Now they're giving you like 4, but I always get the drink package. It's nice to have. Not as much a big beer drinker anymore now that I've lost 67 pounds. I kind of cut out alcohol, but it's nice because I'm a big soda drinker. I drink a lot of Diet Mountain Dew or Diet Dr. Pepper, Coke Zero, stuff like that. That is one thing I do like about Royal is they do have the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines, but you got to carry on that cup. Norwegian Cruise Line is going out of Port Orlando on the Getaway, which is not one of my favorite ships. And they are not, or I'm sorry, they're one out of Miami is one of their smaller ships. And that's the problem with being in the summer. Today's August 22nd. And all their ships are up north. They're bigger ships, doing the Alaska, Canadian, all that stuff while it's warming up. So that leaves me with the choice of going to Port Canaveral, which is about 3.5 hours from here, or I could go to Fort Lauderdale, which is 2 hours from here. I like the bigger ships because they're just, to me, they're more fun. Even if they're crowded, they don't feel that way, and also they don't sway as much. I don't get seasick, but my wife does. So she has to wear the wristbands. So I really like the bigger ships a lot. Plus, I like the big atriums. With Norwegian, they've got the Irish pub up top, which I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. I'm sorry, but like we were on the not so newlywed game. We like to play the stuff during the day, like the Pictionary or trivia and all that stuff. Our cruise experience is different than a lot of other people's, so we kind of like to go with the daily activities. I think the food's good on there, and also when you walk in the buffet, right in the middle, you got a bartender that's got all of your Coke products, and then you've also got your drinks right there at the buffet and at all your restaurants. Same with the Royal Caribbean. Carnival, I had a lot of fun on. I was on the Magic, I think it was. Not the greatest ship, but man, their entertainment was awesome, and they timed it really well. They had the violinists, which were amazing, and you don't think so, man? When you hear Led Zeppelin played by, it was Kashmir, played by these 3 girls, it was the most phenomenal thing ever. And when they were done, then we went and watched the house band, and when they were done, it was karaoke. So they really did a good job of timing events. That cruise wasn't as nice. I have a chance to go on the Sunshine, but my biggest qualm with Carnival is you get this drink package, right? And you pay for it, but you can't get a drink anywhere. For instance, at the back of the ship, they had the pizza, which is another complaint. Like, you got a line of 15 people, and they're letting somebody take a whole pizza. You're trying to get a slice or 2 of pizza, and you want to sit right there at the aft of the ship and have a nice little late night snack under the stars, but you have to go to a bar to get something to drink. The buffet, same way. Now, I've heard people say that they've asked their waiter. I've never had a waiter at the buffet. Of course, I've only sailed one. So for you Carnival people, tell me a good ship to cruise on. You know, the sunshine's coming. It seems like the bigger ones aren't coming. I don't know. But the biggest withdrawal for me on Carnival is the fact that if I'm paying for a drink package, whether I want a beer or a soda, not water, juice, tea, or milk, you know, I'm not that guy. If I pay for a drink package, I won't want to pay for it. And everywhere I went, Guy Fieri's, then my wife had to go grab a couple beach loungers, you know, around the pool. She said there was both our hamburgers and fries. Then I had to go to the bar, get her a water, and get me a beer or whatever I was getting, and come back and eat. It's very, very, very inconvenient. The buffet was the same way. We didn't do any specialty dining. I'm sure they give you something to drink in there, but Carnival really, really, really needs to work on having, like NCL, you know, a bar sitting right there in a buffet. So if you do buy the bubbly package or whatever it's called, I think that's what it's called, or sparkling, or they have like 5 different packages, you can go right up and order your Coke or your Diet Coke or your beer or your wine or whatever it is. That's my biggest withdrawal, Carnival. I had a lot of fun on the ship, not the nicest ship that I was on, but I know they got some new ones. But if Carnival could fix that, like, that's a big thing. I mean, I drink a lot of pop. Like, I don't eat a lot, but man, I do. I drink a lot of Diet Mountain Dew, Diet Dr. Pepper. Let's see, I started drinking Root Beer Zero, and then I also drink Powerade Zero. When I went on my diet, I cut out everything, and I was 286, and now I'm 223. And it was all just by counting calories, which I'll do a video on how I did that. Didn't pay for any diet. It's pretty simple. My wife and I are going to do one of those. But anyway, I want, if I pay for something, I want it. And so NCL, I can cruise on. Carnival I can cruise on. But I can't cruise on MSC, which I've heard is really, really bad. And then I've seen it's good. We kind of like to make our own decisions, because like I go to Vegas a lot. My Vegas is different than other people's Vegas, but MSC is one that hasn't lifted it. Royal Caribbean hasn't lifted it in Florida. Really the big three are the ones I'm interested in. And then if anybody has been on the Scarlet Lady with Virgin, leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of it. We're really trying to figure it out. Luckily we saw a couple that went on a cruise that they did change some things where they had like a lot of, looks like boxing and fitness, and they took away a lot of that and made it more fun stuff to do. So that's pretty cool that they redid the ship too, because they actually they said on that YouTube video they listened to their customers, which a lot of people don't do. So kudos to Virgin for that. If you've cruised on Virgin Cruise Lines, let me know what you think of it, because that's an option as well. I'm gonna wait it out. I am a anti-vaxxer. Now let me say this too. I'm an anti-forced COVID vaxxer. I have no problem if you want to get it, that is fine, but I have chosen not to get it in my body. I had COVID in 2020 and haven't had it since, because I beat it on my own, and I've been everywhere. I've said it on a million videos. If you want to see my other videos, I'll leave the links, but bottom line is I'm anti-forced vaccination to do anything. I mean, you can fly on an airplane, you can go to Las Vegas, hell, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Atlantic City, I live in Florida where we've been mask free forever. I go back and visit my family in Indiana. You're tied on an airplane with no mask on, no vaccination. Go to Mexico, no vaccinations. Come back, I'm fine. Yet cruise ships are floating lab rats. Everybody out there's on there's got the vaccination, but they're still getting COVID. So you tell me. The biggest thing is, for those of you who don't realize, is what is going on is COVID decided to stop counting COVID cases on cruise lines. Yes, that is correct. The CDC decided to stop counting, which is why they're starting to get a little bit easier on this. I read in the article that they said, you know, we're focusing on a 2,000, 3,000 passenger ship when there's cities of 20-some, 30-some, 100-some million people that are getting it. So when you focus on a cruise ship, it's got maybe at the most 5,000. I think it's the biggest one is at 4,000. I'm not sure what the biggest one is right now that's actually in the water. That's an Oasis, I think, maybe, but it's irrelevant. Bottom line is 3,000, 4,000 people compared to a city of, hell, just 50,000 people. So that's why they're getting a little bit laxed on their stuff. So anyway, if you have any suggestions on Carnival ships and the beverage program, if it irritated you as well, there's nothing worse than going to Guy Fieri's at the Lido deck or the Blue Iguana, I think that's the one, the Mexican, and having to go to the rum bar or the other bar to get you something to drink, or being at the after ship and getting a pizza and then having to go to bar to get a drink. And the Magic, it just was so inconvenient. Like, I just literally loved the entertainment. Ship was nice, but you know, it was an older ship, but the entertainment was fantastic. That's a big inconvenience, especially when you're paying for it. You know, it's not like it's free. So anyway, that's what I want to talk about today. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. I'd love to hear your favorite cruise ships. I'm not big on, we did the Breakaway. I hated the NCL Breakaway, but I've been on the Encore, the Epic, and no, I'm sorry, I've been on the Breakaway, the Epic, and the Escape or the Encore. I can't remember which, and I loved them all except for the Breakaway. Hated the Breakaway. I bragged to my wife about how awesome NCL was. I love the Epic. I'm in the minority that love the Epic, which I have a video on there of why. A lot of people hate the rooms, think it's stupid. The Epic has the best Spice H2O bar. I mean, at the day it's a pool, at night it lifts up and it's a dance floor. It's got a cavern club where there's live bands every night, and to me the entertainment on the Epic is second to none. The food was great. The one I was on, it was either the Encore or the Escape. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I think it was the Encore, but my brother and I went on. It was fascinating. The Spice H2O only had the hot tubs that didn't have the floor that made a lift and raise that made the pool, but it was a great one. It had the white party, and I had 80s night where I dressed up as Madonna and got up and danced, and it was pretty funny. But I'm an NCL guy, so it's either the Getaway or the Jewel, which I don't want to do the smaller ship, and we're looking in October. Hopefully, I'm hoping that some of these other cruise ships lift these stupid government-built COVID farces that just, I'm sorry, I just think it's a bunch of crap. China won World War III with it, and like I said, I've got a whole video on that. I won't go into it, but I held out and it's worked. So I'd like to see maybe in September more and more follow through. And like I said, if you've been on any ships, Royal Caribbean, MSCs, Seashore, any of the Carnival ships that actually serve you drinks, that's a major one for me. Carnival suggestions will be very, very helpful. And then what's your favorite ship and cruise line? And keep in mind, I don't like to dress up. I don't like dinner time. I don't use the dining room. I use the buffet. Sometimes we'll go to specialty dining. I don't care about the main dining at all. I don't want to sit for a 4-course meal. It's just not my deal. I don't eat that much anymore, so it's really not a big deal. But I really want to know what your favorite ship is, what you think has great food. A true value of the MSC Seashore would be really helpful. Like I said, Carnival, any ship, the beverages, they're easier to get on. That would be really, really helpful for me. And I would really appreciate my audience's attention. Plus, I really, really love that you guys are watching my videos. Thank you so much. If you have any suggestions, I do everything. If you notice on my page, I wanted to make my page like a mixtape. It's not just cruises. It's not just this. It's not just that. Everything that I do in my life is on my page. I done stuff from what withdrawals like and dealing with mental health because I have Tourette's, anxiety, and depression. I've dealt with travel. I do a lot of traveling. I've dealt with trucking, used to be a trucker. Those are really good. I've done orientations. So if you're new to my page, check it out. There's something for everyone on here. If you have any suggestions for videos, I would love to hear them because I enjoy doing them, and they're going to get better and better. I got new equipment. I got a new studio getting built right now. Should be built at the end of September. It's going to be great. I got a brand new microphone, brand new camera lenses. Right now I'm shooting everything off my S22 Ultra, so it is what it is, but I'm really ready to take this full force and start putting out more content, at least weekly. So thank you very much, and any help would be appreciated. Anything I said, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, hit a like and subscribe. I hate to be one of those guys. If you don't, I really just appreciate you watching. And I hope everyone has a great day. Everybody's healthy out there, whether you're vaccinated or not. And most of all, thank you again for watching the video. We'll catch you next time, and don't forget to leave comments below on any of the questions or answers that you may have my questions. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.